Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to go over the interactive and exactly what interactive does and how to use it on Wix.com. Alright, so now that we have our add features box pulled up, look over to the left and you're going to see the decoratives, the galleries, the buttons, and interactive, which is today's theme. So we have exactly slideshows, full width slideshows, box slideshows, light boxes, such as welcome, subscribe, promotions and contacts, and hover boxes. Let's start with the first one with the full width slideshows. A slideshow is exactly what it says. It's a show that shows pictures that you're going to be able to manually or have it automatically slide to the left or slide to the right. Now we're going to drag and drop right here. And here we go. And now once you see it, yeah, you can actually drag and drop it or drag and move it right here. And you have your little menu. So you can manage the slides, change the slide background, and you have settings. The settings now, it's going to show the same thing as manage the slides. Auto plays on loading. Auto plays on loading is exactly what that's telling you, is that it's going to play as soon as the website is loaded. Now, how long between the slides? So you can actually increase or decrease the increments of seconds based on how long you want it to pause on one picture. You can actually stop the autoplay once you hover over it. So if you're not sure what hovering is, as soon as your cursor is over the picture, it will stop. Now once your cursor is away, it will continue. That's exactly what stop autoplay on hover does. Now, you can actually have effects for this the same. You can have it as vertical, you can have it as horizontal, as well if you want to do a little extra. How long do they last? So how long is it going to stay there? The same as the between slides, the pause in between. Now, where do they start? You can have it start from the left, you can have it start from the right. So you actually select it in this little box here. And content outside the frame. Coming over to manage slides, now it's going to take you here to slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. So you can actually add additional slides, or you can duplicate them. So add new slide or duplicate the same one. So you have that option at the very bottom. If you don't like them, you can actually just delete them. You'll click on this, you can rename it, duplicate it, or delete it. Here it just says slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and that's actually because it's just a template as to kind of give you a basis. Now, once you're actually creating your own pictures for it to be in the slideshow, I would highly recommend to rename it so you kind of have a little idea and you're staying organized as you're building your website. If you like this picture and you want it to kind of come back to it, you can duplicate it and do the same. If you don't like it, of course, just hit delete, and voila, it is deleted. Alright, leaving from that, change the slide background. Let's go to here. You can change the color to whatever color you like to the background and apply it. You have custom colors as well. And you can edit it as well and a little bit deeper, and you can have a text. So you can actually give it a heading as well, whichever you would like, and you can apply it. So let's say, and change the font. And there you go. And you can preview changes if you want, and you can apply it as well. And change the colors again, and because there are a couple of different color choices here, you can actually edit them and change the shade of that color right here with saturations and brightness. Alright, let's exit out of here. Going to settings, you can actually have the layout as well, and you're going to change the size of this. You can make it bigger. This is for the arrows if you haven't noticed, and you can make it offset to how you want. You can actually show the slide buttons or not. And so it's your choice. You can hide everything. You can make them bigger if you want, and you can offset them as well for the buttons. This is the slideshow layout. Coming through, you can do the design, and it's the same as I showed you before. You can have the design of it for the buttons here. Let's choose this one, and selected button, we can change the color. I don't like that color, I want to make it red, and it will do that. And you can double click and it adds to it. And that is the slideshow design. And you can just continue and click over, and you can actually preview it. And don't forget, so if you want to preview anything, it's the same for anything on your site. Once you're doing all of this work, you can go to preview and it will show you as well. Alright, coming back, let's go back over to interactive. You have the box slideshows. And remember I showed you the boxes before a little bit, which we're going to go over again in the future video, but this is actually where this is going to play a big part in what you know. Really quick, let me delete. Remember, if you don't like, you can just click delete and delete the stuff you don't like. Now this is the slideshow, the box slideshow. It's the same, nothing changes, it's just a little box, and if you want to make it bigger, you can with these arrows. You can drag it, remember the same. Just click and drag and drop, and you can either make it bigger this way, or you can make it bigger through, well, the settings. Going to manage slides is the same as the previous. The settings is the same as the previous, but this one we have an animation, so how it pops up, there you go. So just like for the images as well, or the lines as well, you can actually have that the same. Alright, let's go over, back to add. The light boxes, and I'm going to delete this really fast, just to make room, just for purposes up, and there we go. Alright, add. Now we're going to go over to the light boxes, and I'm going to drag and drop it. And here we go. This is the light box. Alright, light box mode is exactly where it will change colors and it will put focus just on this. And welcome to my site. Hey there, start a conversation. Click the button. This is the button that they've chosen for you, and it will take you to the website. Manage light boxes. Takes us to a little dashboard here, the site menu. Welcome. And we'll click here, and you can do the settings. And here comes the settings. Automatically display light box on pages, yes or no. You can make the display for how long, or the delay for how long it's going to be. You can link the light box, the same. Your light box can be triggered by any button or link on your website. So remember, we were talking about buttons. This is where buttons are playing a part as well. How does it close? The X icon. You can either do that, or you can actually do the close button. Alright, now that we have that pulled up, we went over this information. Let's exit out. And this is the light box. And now we can set the triggers. Right? Automatically display. And we have the layout, where we can change the layout. We can set the position of the light box. You can also drag and drop it as well. But this just gives you another option. And it does the horizontal offset. If you notice, it changes to where you put it as well. Alright, we'll exit from here. Alright, we have the design. So you can kind of change that picture on the box here. And this is where, because it's light box, it's exactly what's changing in the background. So this is actually a container box, and we're going to see that in the future videos, but this is actually the background inside of the actual box itself. So you notice that background changing first. So it's going to change the color just as the images. You can actually change an image, and it's going to take you to that same dashboard as the images before. This is media from Wix. It already selects this for you, but you can also upload the media as well. Alright, and you can add a video as well, the same, and the media is going to take you to pre-selected. And you can select as well from your computer. This is the settings. When you click on this, it's going to take you to the photo studio, and you're going to be able to crop, resize, enhance, adjust, really kind of dig into the picture for yourself. I'm going to cancel out of this. Alright, and this is the light box. Pretty simple, very easy, nothing to kind of really worry about. Now, this was just the welcome light box that you've seen that I put. You also have this subscribe. So you can subscribe to the websites with an email. You can do it for updates. It's just giving that that little theme to you. Even if you have a promotion going on, here you go. It's a light box that pulls up. You can pull it off. And 10% off. And you can customize all of this as well. So once you have them, you can say no thanks. You can exit out of there, or that X, as you've seen in the settings earlier. So you can set the themes as that. Now, when you're doing this, you can say the promo sign up. What's the name of it? You can change the name to as well, and you can always change this information. So when you're scrolling over it, and that's anything on the side, especially with the boxes, you can see that it's a text box. Remember we went over the text before? It's the same. So I don't like that it's 10%. Let's change this to 20%. So you can see how that changed pretty quickly, right? And if you don't have an idea, you can change, and you can change that by getting a text idea or the edit the text. But you just see I just double click, so you can either click edit text, and it's going to pull up this box as well, or you can just double click and it's still going to pull up the same box, the effects and everything. Alright, so leaving out. And this is why when you're watching the previous videos with text and how to do this is why it's really important to kind of pay attention, right? Because even though if you're thinking of just making a header or some kind of information, you're thinking, oh wow, okay, great, cool. So, but when you're actually going in and making the light boxes, the slideshows, this is where knowing how to edit the text is going to come in handy. So that's why you guys should really subscribe and kind of click back on the videos. Come back to them every now and then as you're continuing to build your website as a do-it-yourself. Alright, and this is it. And this is loading now. It's just because of my internet. And that's it. So you can change the text. You can change that button, the lighthouse button. Remember the buttons as well? You can change this. This is actually it. Or you can use a custom image. You can use the decoratives as well. So you have a full-on list of things to do. The contact. Exactly, you will link your email to this as well. I'm going to show you guys how to create a Wix email account, and they will email you, ask questions, etc. And a hover box. A hover box is just something that is going, let me go ahead and delete this. Delete everything. Are you sure you want to delete? I do want to delete, thank you very much. Alright, going to add. Going back to hover boxes. A hover box is exactly it. It opens up the text when you scroll over it. So I am going to go over to preview. So I want you to watch something as I'm scrolling over it. Do you see how it picks up? And then I have a button here that says read more. So as I'm scrolling over it, it's actually opening up the text to it and picking up. That's the hover. This is a hover box. Once you click on the hover box, and I'm going to go back to the editors to show you a little bit more. Once you click on this, you can change the images, you can do the settings, and the link opens. It opens to a pop-up, or it can be magnified, so it can really open up there. The image text. So this is what this will be. You can see text, right? The vector art. Right, so this is just it, the square. Do you see how it all plays together? And another text box. What's in the image? You can tell Google, smiling young man. Alright, and does this image have a tooltip? No, but you can add one as well. And you can actually have the design. You can crop it, you can make it bigger. And you can have the animation, which is the same as everything else, how that picture pops in there. And you can link it, so if you click, it actually takes you a specified link that you have. Pretty simple, pretty cool. And this is why these shapes, the vector art, and all that's going to come in, because you can make it just from scratch. You can make a box, you can add an image to the background, you can add a text, you can add everything, buttons, and you can add the animations, which is exactly what is making here. So when you're seeing like a hover box, you can make your own hover box by applying all of these together and layering them or setting them on top of each other. And this is actually what gives you the result. Now, if you want to skip all of that hard work, you can actually just exactly go to Add Features box, do a hover box, come in, and you can change the pictures, you can change the image as well to however you want, and customize that same box, change the text by clicking on it, deleting everything how you want, and just type in like this, and you can change it all to what you want your website to be. Right, so this is how the Wix site really helps you, because if you don't want to go through all that trouble and you're not confident to create that box from scratch, you can just click a template side piece and then edit it and change it to how you want. And that's what makes it very easy, very fast. It makes you the professional. That's all for today. That's all going to be for the interactives. and be sure to come back to us so we can kind of go over that box. So if you are curious about creating your own hover boxes, your own light boxes, or your slideshows, you're going to be able to do this from yourself. Okay. All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and catch us next time for how to use the boxes.